Well, good morning, everyone. It's your boy Big Ghost Rider up here in upstate New York, man. How's everyone doing this morning? We have some great content to go over this morning. You know what I'm saying? A couple of news stories to go over. I ask that everyone who is in the stream right now, if you guys are on a cellular device, can you double tap your screen for me, like the video for me, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Man, the first thing I want to say, man, we're going to jump straight into the content. We got another We the People up, We the People number 6. I uploaded that video this morning. It premiered at 8 a.m. You guys make sure y'all check that out. That's honoring the late Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Out in Erie, Pennsylvania. But man, before we get into content, man, I just want to say, man, I think sometimes as human beings, the moment gets a little bit too big for us. And I think that happens with these politicians, man. These politicians remember that you are elected. And if you aren't a politician and you're working for the politician, that politician is elected. And that politician's only going to be there for a certain number of years. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into that right now, man. I'm going to jump out the way, man. Up here in upstate New York, that's the Appalachian Mountains, man. You could barely see them, man. You know what I'm saying? It's foggy out here, but it's nice out here, man. It was raining earlier. I thank you guys for y'all support, man. Y'all in the stream, will y'all please double tap the screen for your boy, man? Like the video. If you hadn't subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. We about to get straight into the content. It's beautiful out here, man. Tell me if I ain't right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Insidious. Good morning. Y'all ready to get to it, man? Probably about a week before Charlie Kirk died, I did a live stream. You guys could go back and click on the tabs. It was called President Trump's Forever War with the Left. So this is the second version of that. You know what I'm saying? Before we get started, though, I ask that you guys like the video. Of course, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Also, guys, in this stream, everyone is welcome. I just ask that you guys be respectful to others. I welcome you guys. Republicans, Independents, and Democrats, jump down in the comments and let your voices be heard. So, guys, we're going to do it a little bit different today. So before we get into the topic, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you guys a news story, and then we're going to go over the analysis, and then let's just go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Jimmy Kimmel is back. How many people in this stream, if you heard what you heard, you would have thought that today we would be saying that Jimmy Kimmel is back, man. He back on ABC. If I'm not mistaken, he did a show last night. You know what I'm saying? Guys, what you think about that? New York Times, September 22nd, just yesterday. Jimmy Kimmel is coming back. He already came back. ABC said on Monday that Jimmy Kimmel Live will return to its airwaves on Tuesday, ending the impasse that began last week. Last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country, the Walt Disney Company said, which owns ABC in the state. If you ask me personally, my personal opinion, like, you got to remember, this ABC, that's a business. This is a big business. Disney, ginormous, a lot of money, man, a lot of implications. Now, listen, if you ask me personally, a little analysis, if you guys mind, if you don't mind, I think, man, what ABC did was not that bad of a situation, man. For some reason, Jimmy Kimmel and President Trump just got bad blood, don't they? You see what I'm saying? So to me, ABC wasn't like, hey, we finna fire you, we getting rid of you, we through it, just gonna suspend you so you could calm it down a little bit. We're not saying President Trump is right. That's what both sides really need to do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe ABC got some financial interest. Listen, this is all I'm finna say. It don't matter. I started off by saying that about an elected official. It don't matter what nobody say, man. Those battles are going to be held in court. They're going to be finished in court. And ABC has the money, man, to fight those battles, man. Successful. So I don't think the FCC chair coming out sounding like John Gotti, I don't think that should stop these businesses from doing what they think is right. And I'm saying firing Jimmy Kimmel just because he said something that you disagree with, I think that is dead wrong, and that is very dangerous. Like Senator Ted Cruz said, to the freedom of speech. And I salute Senator Cruz for that, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? So it's a decision, back to the story, we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed. Some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. The statement said, we have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached a decision to return to the show on Tuesday. So Jimmy must have said, hey, man, I'm going to chill out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Did any of y'all watch the show last night? You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to look up the Jimmy Kimmel monologue? I don't see y'all down in the chat below. You know what I'm saying? I know it's early. Y'all quiet, man. You know what I'm saying? Just premiered another We the People, man. I decided to do it different on Tuesdays to come on and do the live stream. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, jump down in the comments. Republicans, independents, and Democrats alike, man. You know what I'm saying? So Disney did not say whether all the ABC affiliates. I think that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Not too big of a problem, but a little bit of a problem, because all the ABC affiliates, some of which balked at carrying Jimmy Kimmel Live last week, would carry Tuesday's show. At least one television group that owns some ABC affiliates said on Monday evening that it would not broadcast it. So some of the people are not going to broadcast the show, which is we can expect. ABC had removed Mr. Kimmel indefinitely last week after a top Trump regulator and many conservatives said he inaccurately described the politics of the man accused of fatally shooting the right-wing activist Charlie Kirk. A lot of you guys have heard about this. A lot of you guys are familiar with this, or if you guys are not, you know what I'm saying, you can catch up on the story. If you guys need Ghost to catch you up on the story, you know what I'm saying? So ABC pulled the show just hours after Brendan Carr, the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, said on a podcast that Mr. Kimmel's remarks, let me see, were part of a concerted effort to lie to the American people. Do you guys think that it's a concerted effort with Jimmy Kimmel and his remarks to lie to the people? It's a concerted effort. I'm going to take a second, man, and I'm going to jump down in the comments and I'm going to see what y'all saying. John Call says, I don't think the Kimmel issue has anything to do with freedom of speech. If anyone knows, the First Amendment is involved. But saying that, I bet you Kimmel's going to be... Hey, look, this is what I'm saying, bro. I'm going to pin that comment, John. I appreciate your participation, and I agree with that as well. But, John, what was the problem? If it wasn't freedom of speech, what was the problem? I'm saying for Jimmy Kimmel, in my opinion, his problem was freedom of speech. He's saying they're policing my words. You see what I'm saying? For ABC, I understand where ABC was coming from too. I'm saying if Jimmy Kimmel was never returned to the show, then I think that would be an issue. But because he has returned to the show, I don't really think that's too much of a problem. I appreciate that, John. Eric Lee says the way he said it, it could be nobody but one of their own, implied blame, and he had a lot of people believe him because that's where teens get their news. Oh, so I think Eric Lee is talking about Charlie Kirk. Man, I'm saying that's a very controversial issue, very controversial conversation. You know what I'm saying? But what the issue, I don't think that it wasn't really much to do about Charlie Kirk. In my opinion, it was more about like what Jimmy Kimmel said. Like, to me, like, it's like the conservatives felt like he attacked them personally by trying to say some dude who had killed like one of their top or their biggest voices, you know what I'm saying, actually was a conservative. So I think that's what he said. I think what ABC was saying was that just in this particular moment, we want to bring all this down. We ain't trying to be spatting with the White House, with the president. This guy just got killed. Let's just take a moment and bring it down. And to me, like ABC, they were adults in the situation. That's how I look at it. You see what I'm saying? Just take a moment. I mean, without suspending someone and them losing any money or causing any controversy, let's have some adults in the room just all take a second and just tamp it down a little bit. But to say that Jimmy Kimmel could not come back because of what Brendan Carr says or what President Trump says because he's disagreeing with them, nah, I couldn't see that happening. He had to come back. Guys, let's get back to this story, okay? So, frankly, when you see stuff like this, I mean, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. If you guys hadn't heard that, that's what Mr. Carr told the podcast host, Benny Johnson. If you guys give me just a second, man, I want to play this, man, if you don't mind. On YouTube, man, I'm gonna play some audio for you. And this is Ted Cruz describing Brendan Carr making a threat about pulling a network's license because they're saying something bad about President Trump. So if you guys don't know, Ted Cruz is a Republican, man. Ted Cruz on free speech on Jimmy Kimmel. You know what I'm saying? Ted Cruz is a Republican. I want y'all to hear this, man. This is important to me, you know, about protecting free speech. That's why I'm saying Jimmy Kimmel coming back, he absolutely had to come back. But I see what ABC was talking about as well, about tamping it down as well. So let's see if we could get some sound in here.
Had to say. Kevin?
Well, first of all, Jimmy Kimmel and Ted Cruz do not like each other. They've antagonized each other for years. But the senator calls the pressure by the
So y'all hear it, Jimmy Cruz, Ted Cruz and Jimmy Kimmel don't like each other.
Suspended the Jimmy Kimmel show indefinitely for comments he made about the murder of Trump. Senator Ted Cruz's reaction to that, saying that if liberal voices are silenced by the government, a future Democratic president could do the same to conservatives.
If liberal voices are silenced by the government, a future Democratic president could do the same to conservatives. It seems like at least one of the senators, I'm saying you will hear Democrats say that all the time, you know, back and forth, right, left, blood scripts. I'm saying one of the Republican senators, a prominent voice from the great state of Texas, stand up one time for TEX, baby. You hear me? He said that we don't need to be doing this. Let's see if we could get Senator Cruz some words from him.
And I got to say, that's right out of Goodfellas.
This is Senator Cruz in his own words, okay? I'm going to play it for y'all.
That's right out of a mafioso coming into a bar going, nice bar you have here. It'd be a shame if something happened to it. So, again, I like Brendan Carr. But we should not be in this business. We should denounce it. It's fine to say what Jimmy Kimmel said was deplorable, it was disgraceful, and he should be off air, but we shouldn't be threatening government power to force him off air. That's a real mistake.
Meanwhile, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer today called.
So what I'm saying is how can you not take what Ted Cruz said to heart? Because Ted Cruz even said that Jimmy Kimmel should be off air, and Jimmy Kimmel is back. He's not off air. So you know that Senator Cruz isn't on Jimmy Kimmel's side in no way, form, or fashion. But he said you can't go around threatening like a mob boss. You trying to threaten people saying you're going to pull their license and stuff. Me personally, just what I'm going to do, I'm going to sue you on repeat. You could say what you want. You could do what you want. You could go where you want. See, that's where I'm different from these networks. If I work for one of these networks, I would tell them, bro, that I'm saying you saying this on live TV, bro. You work for President Trump and you saying this on live TV. I don't care if you doing President Trump's bidding. President Trump is just a president. He is just a businessman. So when he come to you as an attorney, you're an attorney. Like we finna get to it. That's why Pam Bondi's picture on the thumbnail. When he come to you as an attorney, if you an attorney, bro, you gotta stand there as an attorney. You know the law. President Trump don't know the law, but you do. So Brendan Carr, if you are qualified for this position as an FCC chair, you got to abide by those laws. Going around threatening to pull people's licenses because they say something bad about the president, man. What y'all think? Down in the comments, man. Let's get it cracking this morning. Back to the news story, man. Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen. If y'all watching on the cell phone, I appreciate it. We the People 6, honoring the life of Charlie Kirk, is now playing, guys. Y'all make sure y'all check that out too. ABC had removed Mr. Kimmel. Mr. Kimmel is back. ABC pulled the show because of Brandon Carr. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Kimmel had planned to address the growing firestorm during his opening monologue for the Wednesday episode of the Jimmy Kimmel Live, but after senior Disney executives, including his chief executive, Robert A. Iger, and his head of television, Dana Walden, reviewed Mr. Kimmel's planned remarks. See, they looked at his remarks. They saw what Kimmel was finna say. We didn't see his remarks, but they did. They were his monologue could worsen the situation and decided him to bench him. And Mr. Kimmel he hadn't commented, and I wouldn't either, man. You thinking about a man just got shot in the neck. This is a real human life situation. These people, like, they knew him. They loved him. He wasn't just a regular person. I said it. That's why I did the vlog on Charlie Kirk, man. Charlie Kirk was like a Rush Limbaugh and a Karl Rove combined. Y'all say Martin Luther King, if that's what you want to say, or the white supremacist, I don't think that's a good legacy for him. Just say what he was. He was a voice, man, like a Rush Limbaugh, but it's online media. He had a platform for people to come up and have a debate. And at the same time, he picked a lot of President Trump's cabinet. He wrote a lot of theses. That's what I call it. I'm saying just the on DEI, how he viewed black people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that, the Republicans and President Trump, they picked it up. So that's what I'm saying, man. That was a huge loss. So all Disney, I understand where Disney coming from as a business, saying, man, we just gonna bring the temperature down just a little bit. This man got shot in the neck. Jimmy Kimmel and President Trump have been beefing. Ted Cruz and Jimmy Kimmel have been beefing. They don't like each other. Jimmy Kimmel don't like conservatives. He don't like the right, and they don't like him either. But what Ted Cruz said is that, Mr. Carr, you can't go around. Listen, this is what I'm trying to say. Y'all got to understand that President, let me stand up and put the hater blockers on. President Trump is an elected official. His term will end on January the 20th of 2029. Do you understand that? So there is a timestamp in which President Trump will be president. So whenever you're doing what you're doing, you got to realize that your power is not eternal. I heard people use words like eternal when at Charlie Kirk's funeral. Listen, your power is not eternal. You are an elected official, and your power, your term will come to an end. Your power will come to an end. You got to realize that. You got to understand that. So if you're doing things against these people that you know are Democrats and you know that do not like you, when they take power, like Senator Cruz said, he got a brain, he got some sense, man. JD Vance, that's a gamble. And listen, for the Democrats to do what they did last time, I want to talk to Stephen Miller for 5 seconds, because I heard your speech, Stephen Miller, and I know that y'all fired up about Charlie Kirk and what he did, and that wasn't right. But what I'm saying is, think about all the lawyers that was that close to President Trump for a second. Y'all, let's be real. This ain't no conspiracy theory. These are facts. What was President Trump's lawyer name? Michael Cohen? What happened to Michael Cohen? What was President Trump's lawyer name when he first came into the White House? His name was what? Michael Cohen? What happened to Michael Cohen? After Michael Cohen, he had another lawyer, a powerful one, named Rudy Giuliani. Y'all remember Rudy Giuliani? What happened to Rudy Giuliani? You get my point? Sometimes the moment gets too big for you. And I think that's what's happening, man. The moment is too big for some of these people who are with President Trump. Like, I understand, and I said it 1,000 times, man. I like President Trump, man. I'm cool on President Trump. I understand it 1,000. I said it 1,000 times. I understand President Trump's fight against the Democrats, because he said it, the 5 convictions, the 5 indictments, the 34 felonies, the the assassination attempts. You see what I'm saying? And other stuff. But I'm saying, like, just how ABC see it, I see it too, and President Trump should see it too, man. This getting out of hand, bro. That language is inflammatory. I'm saying you make yourself a target. That's what you're doing, Stephen Miller. You making yourself a target. You might not care, and you want to be like going down in a blazing glory, but I'm talking about when them Democrats, when they come back in power, you got to keep them out of power forever. That's not going to happen. In 2026, if you look at history alone, them Democrats taking back over at least one of those chambers. You know what's coming. They're going to start investigating. They're going to start, and I'm talking about Stephen Miller, you up there talking about eternal flames, like you talking like you Putin or something, like you going to be in that position forever, Stephen Miller. I'm not trying to disrespect you, sir, but I'm saying that energy is supercharged, bro. We need to bring all of that down. That's just my opinion. I'm saying if somebody opposes President Trump, they just oppose President Trump. I'm saying you act like it's war. Like your war is over there against Russia and China. That's where your war at, is in Israel. You talking about a war? This is in America, man. It's just politics. I'm saying they done pulled out guns and they shooting at people. They done shot at President Trump. That's why I think we need to bring that down, man. What y'all think? Conversations between Disney and Mr. Kimmel to return his show to the air formally began on Thursday, according to two people briefed on the matter who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss private negotiations. Man, I'm trying to read something else down there and read that at the same time. Mr. Eager, let me concentrate. Ms. Walden and Rob Mills and the ABC executive who directly oversees the show met with Mr. Kimmel at his office of his lawyer, Andy Gawker, in the Century City neighborhood of Los Angeles. Mr. Kimmel's manager, James Dixon, participated in the meeting via a video call. The session ended without Mr. Kimmel agreeing to changes in the monologue. See, that's why he was put off for a second. You know what I'm saying? That's why they said, hey, we can't play Mr. Kimmel's show. Because they read his monologue. I'm saying regardless of which side of the situation that you on, if you on the left side, the right side, if you on the right side and you agree with Jimmy Kimmel, like Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz didn't say, let me be clear. Ted Cruz didn't say he thought that Jimmy Kimmel should come back on the air. He never said that. He never said that. He just said going around threatening these networks isn't good business. That's not what the FCC is supposed to be doing. So understand that. But I'm saying regardless of what side of the aisle you on, in my opinion, I mean, what ABC is doing is the right thing. To me, that's like having adults in the room. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I think should happen with President Trump and somewhere in that administration, man. Someone should be adults in the room and they should say, hey, we got to bring this down, man. Because I'm saying the speech is inflammatory. I understand the passion. I understand the anger. I understand everything. But I'm saying, man, can we do this another way, man? You know what I'm saying? I ask that you guys will like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Also, guys, everyone in this stream is welcome. I just ask that you guys be respectful to others. Republicans, independents, and Democrats, jump down in the comments and let your voices be heard. We could start the conversation, but guys, we got to pay the bills. I don't have any sponsors. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking money from no party or no one else. So I just ask that you guys super chat, super thanks, super stickers start at 99 cents. Donate to the channel. You want to start a conversation, just hit the button below with the $sign in it, and your donations are much appreciated. Eric says it's governmental, left brain, right brain, occult stuff. That's why we hate each other. We are polarized. I mean, we are. But I'm saying in a situation where you have a bunch of, not just Charlie Kirk got killed. We know those 2 Minnesota senators got killed. We know what happened to Nancy Pelosi's husband. I'm saying in a situation where you have ongoing events. Not in session or in concession, but I mean they're close. I mean, they might not be related, but I'm saying it's enough for us to look at the situation and say, hey, in this situation, that temperature or that climate is too high. It's much too high. That's why people are getting assassinated. I'm saying I'm going to go assassinate a senator or a congressperson. I'm saying, like, why? You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying they've been getting killed besides Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk's just a big figure and he was on their side. So they saw or they understood or felt how I felt. But I'm saying the temperature overall, guys, this is what is even bigger to me than Jimmy Kimmel coming back. Jimmy Kimmel coming back is humongous. It's ginormous. Senator Cruz, you don't understand, but that kind of like, you know what I'm saying? What you were saying, that's kind of what it was. Jimmy Kimmel needed to come back to ensure that free speech is continue to be protected. But what I'm saying bigger than that to me is like President Trump's forever war with the left. John Carl, Jim, Tony, Nicholas, Laura, regardless if y'all support President Trump or you do not support President Trump, I'm talking about his style of what is I'm calling chaotic behavior. That's what I call it. The way that he listen to what Stephen Miller said. Listen to what Vice President Vance said. Like war, Department of War. Yeah, we changed the name of the Department of Defense to Department of War. Okay, Department of War. Yeah, we finna go to war. Y'all, we going to war. Who we going to war with? Oh, we going to war with Russia. We going to war with China. Oh, pray to God that we do not. But I'm saying if we are about to go to war, we are about to go to war with people who do not have American flag pins on their shirt. When former President Obama give a speech, he got an American flag pin on his shirt. That's not who we going to war with. We're not going to war with Adam Schiff, are we? That's what I'm saying. Like President Trump, they're trying to go to war with the whole world. Go to war with the whole world. This source is provided by The Hill, September 22nd. Of course, yesterday, President Trump is growing more brazen in his calls to prosecute his political rivals, turning up the pressure on Attorney General Pam Bondi and others in the Justice Department to go after his opponents. This hot off the press from The Hill. President Trump talking about after Charlie Kirk died, that's what I said. If you guys been listening to Ghost, man, I said I think it's going to get worse. I don't think it's going to get better, man. You know what I'm saying? President Trump in his recent days ousted a U.S. attorney. He firing people who would not bring charges against New York Attorney General Letitia James. Posted on social media a message for Bondi saying the lack of charges against his rivals like James and another rival, Senator Adam Schiff, were killing our reputation and credibility. What you guys think? Miss Janetta Mitchell, good morning. Double tap the screen, please, for me, like Miss Janetta said. If you guys have not. Miss Janetta, what you guys think? President Trump, he fired a U.S. attorney because they would not prosecute New York Attorney General Letitia James. And then he posted on social media a message for Pam Bondi saying the lack of charges against James. Let me stop right there. You got to hear me to understand me now. I'm up here in upstate New York, guys. Make sure y'all double tap the screen. It's a beautiful day out here, man. I said before, this ain't hating on President Trump. President Trump is a businessman. If you're a Republican, Independent, or Democrat, you know that's facts. So he's not a lawyer, but he is a politician now, but he's a businessman. So he going and saying, hey, what Letitia James did to me was wrong, and so I think she should get investigated. Am I not being fair, y'all? That's what he's saying. What this woman did to me was wrong, and now she needs to be investigated as well. Now, I said it. Y'all listen. This is as fair as possible. He's a businessman. He's going to a U.S., let me get it right now, a U.S. attorney. I'm trying to see if they said her name. They didn't say his or her name. He's going to a U.S. attorney. A U.S. attorney. He's a businessman. He's not a lawyer. He does not know the law. And he's going to a U.S. attorney. So regardless of the person that he's going to, they know the law. They're an attorney. And he's just a businessman. How am I hating on him? Anybody could say that. On the left or on the right. Stephen Miller or Vice President Vance, that's not coming against you. Speaking facts is not coming against you. That's why I'm doing it slow. Baby feeding it. Stumbling over words and everything. You got my attention now, though. I'm cooking now, though. He a businessman. And he going to an attorney saying to bring charges against Letitia James. That attorney is not bringing charges against Letitia James because there's nothing there. There's no charges to bring. If there's charges to bring, this person was appointed by President Trump. You don't think this person finna bring the charges with the quickness? She know bringing the charges, man, I'm saying, look, that could cost y'all money, President Trump. You know, frivolous charges against someone, you know they could turn around and sue the government. Do you know that? I heard somebody say that the other day. Governor Shapiro said that situation has caused, that house fire caused him immense pain. Emotional distress, and I know that's true. His family, that's a human factor, bro. Y'all going too far with this stuff. So what I'm saying is if you prosecute Letitia James and that attorney, I can't see the charges, but or what the government has, but that attorney can. President Trump, you is just a businessman. That's an attorney. That attorney don't want to bring them charges because they don't think it's a case. You can't have the U.S. government bringing frivolous cases. What's the federal government's conviction rate right now? Let's look it up. Let's not guess this one. This is a big one. I'm on to something right now. Stumbling words, thinking about other things to get to right here where I'm at right now. We cooking. What's the Fed's conviction rate, y'all? Federal government conviction rate. What's the Fed conviction rate? 90%. 90%. President Trump, you bringing charges like that against people like you gonna drop the Fed conviction rate. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying if I'm Letitia James, bro, I'm like, man, please bring charges on me. If you know you ain't got them, she know you ain't got nothing on them, please bring charges on me. Like Governor Newsom, please put handcuffs on me because I'm gonna sue you. I'm coming back. I'm gonna sue you. That's what you gotta realize. And so what happens is when you dismiss this lawyer, this probably was a good lawyer. You replacing this lawyer with a lawyer who's just there to do what you want them to do. Fine and dandy. So the lawyer comes in, and guess what happens when they go to court? The judge gonna dismiss that case with the quickness. Throw it out in the trash can. I'm saying, and if the judge know that you just bringing charges, now I'm telling you, I know this system. If the judge knows that y'all just bringing these charges to cause emotional distress, that's part of bringing frivolous lawsuits. So you saying the U.S. Justice Department then resorted to bringing frivolous lawsuits? I'm saying I don't care what politician you are. I don't care how much power you got, because I'm telling you, I'm trying to help you. Your power is temporary. President Trump terms ends on January 20th, 2029. So all that eternal hellfire screaming and all that, all I'm telling you is it's temporary, sir, number one. And number two, if you're an attorney and you close to President Trump, the last two Michael Cohen, what happened to him? He didn't. Michael Cohen didn't even have to wait to the end of President Trump's term. As soon as the Democrats won, what happened to Michael Cohen? Click, click, handcuffs, all that yipping and yapping. Your power temporary. We got to focus on what's really going on, the business of America, and we can't get to the business of America because we back and forth with this forever war with your brother. I don't know President Trump. I think he's trying to get to the person or the people or the group of people who was behind A, B, and C, but I don't know if you can. And I'm saying you getting rid of that attorney, which is a good attorney, to bring in one of your attorneys who gonna file the lawsuit and get the case thrown. And if Letitia James is smart, she'll turn around and sue you for filing a frivolous lawsuit against her. So you'll actually lose that. You lose a lawyer, a good lawyer. You make it giving the government a bad name, bringing frivolous lawsuits in the court. They throwing all the court got to just start throwing your lawsuits saying they frivolous. I'm telling you, I know this system. You're talking to one of the best paralegal in America. The court got to do is start throwing your lawsuits saying they frivolous. They just threw one the other day, and just keep throwing your lawsuits. That's what I'm saying. And if you bring in charges, they just dismissing your charges, and you dropping the Fed conviction rate. The charges getting dismissed. Because I'm saying, I'm trying to be as nice with it as I can. Like Stephen Miller, you could forget like who you are, but I'm not being rude or being mean. I'm just saying President Trump, he's a businessman. He knows what he's trying to do. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to get justice for what was done to him. So I'm saying, if y'all are his advisors, y'all gotta get him to the right place to get the justice for what was done to him. But I'm saying, like, you looking at this attorney and you saying, hey, I want Letitia James, and the attorney looked at the evidence and ain't bringing charges because it's not there. There's nothing there. And so President Trump brings somebody in who just gonna bring charges against Attorney General Letitia James, and it's gonna get dismissed. And then she could turn around and sue you. I don't know if she will, but I know if I was in her spot, I'd turn around and sue you. And if they all just keep turning around and sue you, if Adam Schiff turn around and sue you, that's gonna bring you. Listen, I'm saying this. Like, it ain't just President Trump leaning on AG Bondi. I seen MAGA leaning on, and not just the Republicans on the right about this Epstein story. I see a lot of Democrats leaning on AG Bondi, man. Real talk, bro. That's too much pressure. I think she's doing a good job, me personally. The Democrats, they not gonna like that. But she's saying that President Trump's saying that he want a message for Bondi, AG Bondi. The lack of charges against James and Adam Schiff are killing our reputation and credibility. This is the president of the United States. We have come so accustomed to Big President T talking like this, y'all. But guys, the question is, do y'all believe that? Is it killing the credibility of the Republicans because Attorney General Bondi is not going after President Trump's political foes? Quickly. Big President T with a heart of love. Stephen Miller, my brother, with a heart of love. You know what I think killing President Trump's reputation is that he's not going after Russia quickly. Y'all tell me if I'm right or wrong. President Trump, you said that you was going to end that war quickly, that Israel war quickly. You got the whole world about to turn against Israel. That's what's finna happen right now. I love Israel. Those are the children of God. That's what I believe. But the whole world right now, just like Ghost Rider said, it's like Ghost Rider say something and it just start turning. I'm not no oracle, y'all. I'm not plugged into the universe. You feel me? I just was talking about Netanyahu and the whole world, every country in the world starting to vote for the Palestinians to have a statehood. And Netanyahu's saying that's not going to happen. Who you think going to win? Israel against the world. Who you think going to win that fight? The state of Israel against the whole world. Ghost Rider be saying it. It's like for years and decades, our nation and our world has been ran like this, and it's just not being ran all the way correct, period. That's why it's jacked up, period. That's why we have the problems we have, period. Men's egos, they care about money. They don't care about the people. They don't care about right and what's wrong. They be lying. They be up there trying to get fame and trying to get clout and their family's name and all the rest, man. And that's what we have. Y'all, we going to get back to the story in just a minute. I appreciate y'all kicking it with Big Ghost Rider, man. You know what I'm saying? On this beautiful Tuesday morning. I have to pay the bills, though, guys. If you guys want to donate to the channel, man, we need those donations, man. I want to shout out all my channel members. First of all, we got 22 channel members, y'all. We added 15 channel members in the last 2 weeks. I want to shout out A New, man, with her donations and her support to this channel, man. I really appreciate that, man. It's the Truth Network. That's how Big Ghost Rider come, man. We come with the truth, man. I'm trying to start a movement. Real Americans. I'm an independent, man. You know what I'm saying? Coming and letting their voices be heard. So if you guys want to donate, hit that button with that $sign in it. Super chat, super stickers, and super thanks. They start at 99 cents. Channel memberships start at $2.99. If you guys want to become a member of the channel, just hit the button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. I'm up here in the Appalachian Mountains, in the great state of New York, the Empire State, man, out here on one of the Finger Lakes, man. You know what I'm saying? Been out here on tours about 70 days now, man. The content, the political content, and the analysis is just as important as the scenery in the background. So I'm going to get out the way for just a second, and we're going to get right back to the story, y'all. We got a new vlog up as well, guys. It's We the People 6, celebrating the life of Charlie Kirk. So if everyone hadn't liked the video, go ahead and double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Back to the story, guys. We're going to be streaming for a minute this morning. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, I'm going to take some time like that. You know, when we do our regular streams, I'm going to do regular streams. You know what I'm saying? It's the 1 year anniversary. I'm changing it up a little bit. Get some nature lovers in here talking about politics. So Siebert had also been investigating former FBI Director James Comey, another probe in which he reportedly faced roadblocks. No charges brought. He faced roadblocks. President Trump, you got to realize it. These are attorneys. You're not attorneys. It's the reason they're not bringing charges. The message has led to the flurry of questions about whether Trump still has confidence in Bondi and whether he wants to see his rivals prosecuted, regardless of evidence. The president has every right to express how he feels about these people who literally campaigned on trying to put him in jail, who literally tried to ruin his life and ruin his businesses. He wants to see accountability for those who abuse their office and abuse their power. White House Press Secretary Karen Levitt said Monday, referring specifically to James. Y'all, this is where Ghostwriter is different than everybody else. Stumbling words and everything. This is the difference. This is how I'm different. I agree with what she's saying, that he has every right to express how he feels about these people, and he wants to see accountability held for them. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's the problem, though. If there's no charges there, what you gonna do? You gonna ruin the reputation of the Justice Department? You gonna fire a good attorney general who you know is a good attorney general because she can't bring charges? That's what I'm saying. If the charges aren't there, what you gonna do? I'm saying some attorneys, not every attorney just to file a frivolous case, and they knowing the case is frivolous. President Trump been battling these lawyers the whole time, and he's had a lot of success in the courts, especially with the Supreme Court. But I'm saying if the lawyers ain't bringing the charges, you ain't gonna get to the Supreme Court. They throwing them out like their cases are frivolous, man. So I'm saying, President Trump, maybe there's a different way, maybe the way is forgiveness. Do y'all think it's possible that the way could be forgiveness? Do y'all think the way to get retribution is forgiveness, man? Listen to me. What I'm saying, man, it's important words. Do you think the way President Trump in this situation, and you talking to Ghostwriter, somebody who understands his struggle, what he went through, who agrees with that? I agree with it, man. I think his prosecution might have been political. But I'm asking you guys, the way to retribution, is it forgiveness, guys? What y'all think? Adam says you're going to ruin the name of the Justice Department. That day has come and gone, my brother. Maybe it has. I'm saying maybe it has, and maybe you're right about that. So you just throw it in the trash. These lawyers have careers, man. I'm saying, can you find a different way to get retribution or to do what Caroline says? You know, they campaigned on trying to put him in jail. They campaigned. She's saying they literally campaigned. They ran for president, not on affordability. They ran for president, not on healthcare. They ran for president, not saying that President Trump and them finna cut Medicaid and Medicare and SNAP for millions of Americans. They didn't run for president on that. They didn't run for president saying that Joe Biden had created 48 months of successful job growth and had the lowest unemployment rate in U.S. history. Well, Caroline Levitt says they didn't run for president on that. See, that's what you get with Ghostwriter. You get truth. Ain't nobody gonna break this down like this. She right. They ran for president on putting President Trump in jail, and that's why they lost. That's their payment. They lost. He president. If they would have ran on what they should have ran on, they probably would have won. But they campaigned on putting him in jail. That's why they lost, and he didn't go to jail. What are we talking about? That's your payment for that, President Trump. You got to be president again. That's how you got payback. That's a lot of your retribution, President Trump, in my opinion, is that you won the White House again. So you win the White House again and you say, okay, now I got. That's what I'm saying is the way to real retribution, forgiveness for President Trump. That's my question to y'all. You know what I'm saying? President Trump's comments sent shockwaves among former prosecutors as well as those who have been actively targeted by the president. He made it very clear that he was firing Sieber for not bringing a meritless mortgage fraud case against Letitia James. I'm going to stop right there. You got U.S. prosecutors saying that this case is meritless. That case ain't going nowhere. I'm saying, President Trump, there has to be another way to do what you're trying to do. You got to get some heavy lifting, heavy thinker brains up in there or something, man. It's like, hey, man, this avenue ain't going to work. We're going to try to turn this way. Because trying to bring a meritless case on her, the judge just going to throw it out. And if she's smart, she just going to sue you. And she going to get millions of dollars for you bringing a case that she could say is meritless. Because the attorney general's there, or the attorney's there, bro. I'm talking about, I wish I was Letitia James in that situation. Bro, I'm saying I'm going to go to court with all these statements that they making, these other attorneys, and say they didn't bring the case because it was meritless, and the Justice Department knows it's meritless. But then now they're bringing the case anyway, and this has ruined my reputation. I've had to spend thousands and tens of thousands trying to defend myself, so I need my money back, and I'm going to turn around and sue the government back. So now you hurting the government. The government could lose millions of dollars in these endeavors. Governor Newsom trying to get hundreds of millions. I don't know about how strong his case is, but what I'm saying is this could backfire on you. Before the Democrats take back control of any chamber of the House, if they do, it could backfire on you. He made it very clear that he's firing Siebert for not bringing a meritless. These are the attorneys who have seen the evidence. They said they looked at the evidence and there is no case there. There's nothing there. That's why they are President Trump. They're the lawyers. I know what you're trying to do. That's what I said. I hear what you're saying, and I agree with what she's saying, and I agree with your beefs, but I'm saying the way you're trying to do it is not the way that's going to work, because they're just going to, it's just called, you cannot, a lawyer knows this, Stephen Miller, you know this, you can't bring no lawsuit or charges on someone just to cause emotional stress or just to aggravate or harass. You can't bring charges or lawsuits against people just to aggravate and harass them. They'll turn around and sue you, and that could cost the government millions. Hustling backwards. He's basically out in the open pressuring his attorney general, sending a message to other attorneys, President Trump. What you got to realize is what's going to happen when these cases get in court. You think the judges don't know this stuff? Even the Supreme Court judges, even your judges, you don't think that you put on the bench I'm talking about, you don't think they know this stuff? If I'm telling the people this stuff, you don't think they're privy to this information. They know this stuff. You firing lawyers, I'm saying like that, you're not going to be successful in it. You're not going to be able to successfully prosecute Letitia James for mortgage fraud. Try something else. The lawyers looked at it. They said it's not there. So you could get your attorney to bring the charges, but if she's smart, she's going to turn around and profit off of that. She could get a bag off that. So I'm saying, that's not how you win the war. You just throwing something on the fire, or you just kicking up the shells or the gravels, but you're not gonna win the war like that, man. You guys make sure y'all double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all down in the comments. Let y'all voices be heard. Tell me where I'm right. Tell me where I'm wrong. I don't think that's the way we operate this system now. This is what Adam Schiff's saying. Adam Schiff's still a senator. What he wants to try to do is not just go after me and Letitia James or Lisa Cook, but rather send a message that anyone stands up to him or anyone who has the audacity to call out his corruption will be a target, and they will go after you. It's an effort to try to silence and intimidate people, but I refuse to be silenced or intimidated. That's what Adam Schiff is saying. The public call for charges sparked several comparisons to Watergate, with Schiff noting that former President Nixon also had his enemies list. In the meantime, the war with Russia rages on, and I'm talking about thousands and thousands of human beings are suffering and dying every single day in Russia. A problem President Trump is very aware of. He said he was addressing and getting to the bottom of it. So I'm saying we over here like giving speeches about declaring war, eternal wars against the Democrats. And I'm saying you could be getting Putin and Zelensky at a table together because President Trump, you've given them ultimatums. They're not sitting down without you. That's the business of America. It's not getting back at Adam Schiff or Letitia James. I'm not saying people don't need to pay for what they did to you, President Trump. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that getting at these people or doing this or doing that or A, B, or C, I don't think it's the way to do it. Bro, I don't got nothing against Stephen Miller. I don't know Stephen Miller, but I'm saying hearing him saying that's very discouraging to me. He promised an eternal whatever he said on the enemies, and he gone, bro. And I remember the last attorneys that were like that with President Trump, and they both went to jail. They got charges. Rudy Giuliani and Michael Cohen got charges. How is that helpful for the business of America? That's what the people voted for him for their health care. He's handling the 401ks and they stocks. You see how I'm not no Democrat. A very important reason they voted for him for is their retirements and their futures and all that. And that looks very well at this moment. The stock market record gains, that S&P 500 hit record gains multiple times. So that's one of the reasons they voted for him. Important reason. But they health care, they voted for him for immigration, and they voted for him, which he's doing a great job on. They voted for him for their kids' stock markets. There's several reasons that they voted for him. Affordability, y'all. The price of living, rent, and everything else in between. These are some of the reasons they voted for him for. Inflation. You can never lose sight of what you was elected for. And I'm saying one of the main issues that he could solve is that problem with Russia and Ukraine. And he said he has such a great relationship with Putin, he'll have that done quickly, big league, quickly. You know how President Trump be talking. So I'm saying, like, you could spend that energy. It's where you putting your energy to. And now I'm saying we're going to go after the Attorney General. That's the move now. Now it's the move to go after the Attorney General. Because you just got to put attorneys in places who going to bring frivolous charges that are going to get dismissed. President Trump, you got to listen to the lawyers. And you got to get some brighter people in there among you. Okay, ghostwriter, I want to get Adam Schiff. Well, we can't get him with these charges. If we bring these charges, I'm saying you pretty much shutting down any chances you're going to get at him. Because these charges are not, they're frivolous charges. These charges are not going nowhere. And I know this. I'm an attorney and I'm looking at these charges and saying, bro, like, look, imagine if you was a teacher and they gave you a student's paper and he made a 44 in real life on the test and they telling you to pass it. And you looking at this saying, how can I get this to a 70? Because this 44 is what cannot never be a 70. It's no there. That's what I'm saying. That's how they looking at what President Trump, these charges they trying to get to bring on Letitia James. President Trump, this is an attorney that's telling you that that's not there. You just a businessman. And I'm saying when you force that, that's where you get off the rails. It goes off the rails because you cannot make it be there. It's not there. You got to find another way, another avenue to accomplish your goals, what you trying to do. Because just bringing lawsuits or charges against them, I said lawsuits, but I'm a civil lawsuit person, so that's what I mean, he done got some money off of people for defamation. I think that's his best route. You know what I'm saying? Daniel says Trump's not as smart as people think. Man, how smart do you people think President Trump is? I'm talking about Daniel's pen comments. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get back to the news story. How smart do you think people think President Trump is? Because I think he's smart. He graduated from the University of Pennsylvania. That's an Ivy League school. He got an economics degree. That's not an easy degree. I think he's a smart man. I think he say a lot of stupid stuff sometimes or make blunders, and I think that sometimes is intentional. Sometimes he might be a little goofy or whatever, but I think he's an intelligent person overall. So I'm saying, do you saying the majority of the world or Americans think he's intelligent? I wouldn't say that. I think they think he's a shrewd businessman. You know what I'm saying? He's a good promoter. He's a TV personality. That's what they think about him. That's just my opinion. But I appreciate you guys' opinion and participating in the process. If y'all hadn't liked the video, make sure y'all double tap your screen. If you're on a cell phone, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Also, guys, We the People #6 is out today, man. Make sure you guys go check that out. And guys, the donations, man. I ain't in no studio, man. You guys can see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in the Appalachian Mountains. Gorgeousness, man. You know what I'm saying? On one of the Finger Lakes, man. Look, I'm going to take y'all down there to see it real quick. We'll jump right back to the news story. I told y'all we're going to be streaming for a minute today, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's so pretty out here, man. I love it out here, man, especially like on the days, man. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it's foggy, man, spot right here, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is like one of the best spots on the lake, man. You know what I'm saying? Up here in the Appalachian Mountains, man. You know what I'm saying? Bringing y'all some great content, man, political analysis, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear the analysis yourself, so y'all know it's good analysis. So make sure y'all like the video, man. You know what I'm saying? As I was saying, bro, I don't have no studio support. You know what I'm saying? No sponsors or anything. Straight truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody bring y'all the truth, man. Like, we need to support that. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I'm relying on you guys for y'all support. So every donation counts. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Super chat, super thanks, super stickers, 99 cents. The button with the $signs in it. You know what I'm saying? And we in here cooking. Let's get back to the news. So President Trump has in recent days said Bondi is doing a great job. So he has acknowledged that. And he did not threaten DOJ leadership if they did not prosecute Comey or James, even though in his Saturday post, he took credit for firing Sieber. So look, he looking for Comey and James to be prosecuted. He looking for it. Like he Letitia James, Attorney General, I'm in the state of New York. He has a problem with her and he looking for James Comey. I'm saying that's bad blood though. I'm saying it's kind of hard for you to do any kind of business or because, you know, all the attorneys up here, the state attorneys up here in New York, you know, they like, man, this dude is. And, you know, the state attorneys, they cool with the federal attorneys, too. It's a fraternity, man. It's a law fraternity. If you know, you know. They're cool with the judges too. Everybody, if you do the law, you got a certain amount of respect for each other, man. A certain amount of love for each other. You see what I'm saying? But President Trump said she doing a great job and I didn't threaten DOJ leadership. He said, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. And then he turned to James. He said, I look at the facts like everyone else. You read the facts. And to me, she looks terrible. She looks very guilty. But that's going to be up to the DOJ. I'm saying, well, President Trump, why are you firing Siebert if it's up to the DOJ? Why are you firing attorneys then if it's up to the DOJ to bring the charges? Because when I'm saying President Trump, they're lawyers. I could promise you, President Trump, Attorney General is on your side. AG Bondi on your side, my brother. But she's not going to ruin her credibility or her reputation, because you saying it's going to ruin the credibility to who? Because you ain't prosecute people who you might not have charges to prosecute them on. You should have went to the lawyers first and said, hey, do we got charges to prosecute James Comey or to prosecute Letitia James, before you telling all these people who waiting for them to get charges? Because I'm saying, President Trump, if the charges ain't there and you bring the charges, it's just going to get dismissed anyway. I'm trying to figure it out, man. Might be stumbling words, but I ain't stumbling thoughts, bro. I'm with you guys right now. I am trying to figure this out. So President Trump is saying that he thinks Letitia James and James Comey are bad people because they came against him and they did bad things. He might know some stuff I don't know. See how fair I am? Don't just jump out there and say that he's crazy or he's a lunatic or he won't let it go or he won't retribution. He might know some stuff I don't know. But all I'm saying is President Trump, you as a businessman, you going to the attorneys. These are lawyers. And I'm saying, you seen the facts and you saying to you, she looks terrible. And it's a lot of terrible people who never get charged for stuff. You got to know how that system works. A.G. Bonnie knows how it works. A.G. Bonnie, look, I'm saying if she bringing a bunch of frivolous lawsuits, that's going to hurt her career. The woman just 60. She got a good 15 to 20 years, good 15 years to serve in politics, man. She might have political aspirations for her future, man. I'm sorry, A.G. Bondy, she might not be 60. She might be younger than that. But what I'm saying, she's not trying to bring a bunch of frivolous lawsuits, man, and hurt her reputation. That's what's going to hurt her reputation. Schiff, James, and Cook have all denied wrongdoing in connection with their mortgages, arguing President Trump, a la Bill Polk, who runs the Federal House and Finance Authority, abused his power to forward the investigations targeting them to the Justice Department. Man, I'm saying all of this stuff that I'm hearing, if the Democrats take control of Congress, all of this stuff that I'm hearing, this is all impeachment inquiries, investigations. All of this. You want me to read it again? Adam Schiff is the senator. Letitia James is the attorney general in the state of New York. Don't act like they ain't got no kind of power now. You know how you hear the Congress people speaking, the Democrats speaking all the time, so you know how they gonna vote with the impeachment stuff now. They said that they allied Bill Polk, who runs the Federal Housing Finance Authority, he abused his power to forward the messages targeting them to the Justice Department. Abby Lowell, attorney for James, she got her attorney, and Cook, called Siebert's forced exit a brazen attack on the rule of law. Man, I don't see how you could be successful with this. It's a legal person. President Trump has been successful with some things but they more relate to birthright citizenship. You see what I'm saying? They more relate to his authority as an executive that goes to the Supreme Court, and they end up siding with him. He has been successful in some of those things that I don't think he would have been. But I'm saying with something like this, I just don't see where you're going to go with this. She already got an attorney. They're already looking at it. The attorneys on President Trump's team, they're not trying to do nothing about it either. But President Trump is so persistent about this happening, and it's not gonna. And when you do bring the charges, ain't nothing gonna come of it in the end. This prosecutor did exactly what the Justice Department required by following the facts and evidence, while didn't support charges against Attorney General James. Lowell said of the case, firing people until he finds someone who will bend the law to carry out his revenge has been the president's pattern, and it's illegal. You listen, for the people who don't understand the law, a lot of people got common sense in America, but you just don't understand the law. You don't understand government. You don't understand power and how it works. Right now, the Democrats don't have authorities. They could run investigations. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me, y'all. You know I'm outdoors, man. One of them Spider-Man. The Democrats could run investigations, but I'm saying they can't bring up charges. They don't have a gavel. They need a gavel. So that means they need to control a chamber of the House. And when they do that, that's how they can run their impeachment. So I'm saying all this stuff, like I'm saying, if you getting up saying that a man just got shot in the neck, I understand that you upset. I understand that you mad. Even though he said terrible things against black people, he said false things against Martin Luther King, he said false things against Michelle Obama. Even though all this stuff, I say that I honor him for what he was to the Republican Party, which is a part of America. I honor him for that. I will say that. I will honor him for that. And the platform that he had. But I'm saying, like, the Democrats ain't honoring them for nothing. And you coming up and waging eternal hellfire speech, you put a target on yourself. And I'm saying, if you know that you're not gonna have power forever, you got your power is time stamped. Your power is time stamped. There's a date on the end of your power, and you know the people who you are targeting are gonna take over next. You could tell these people ain't never been out there. Because if I was up there, a lot of stuff that happened to y'all would never happen, because I would tell you how to move. You moving wrong. There's certain times you can't spin the block. You trying to spin the block, you got to know what you're doing, because you spinning the block, these people going to come back at you. They shoot people in the neck and try to shoot presidents in the ear. You saying out your own mouth they evil and they grimy, they coming for you. So I'm saying, if you know these people going to come for you and they got the power to do so, I'm saying, why would I be up there like inflaming a situation that really needs to be brought down? That's number one. And then I'm saying continually to go after them, you know what I'm saying, firing people until you find someone who been the law to carry out your revenge. They saying that's your pattern. So I'm saying, if they saying that firing people until you bend the law to carry out your revenge, if they saying you doing that, then you know that's something they're gonna say, we gonna impeach you for that right there. Why we trying to impeach you? We impeaching you because you firing people till you find because he's saying it's illegal. It's illegal. Punishing a prosecutor, a Trump appointee, for doing his job sends a clear and chilling message that anyone who dares to uphold the law over politics will face the same fate. Guys, listen, I'm just going to give y'all my analysis. In a minute, we're going to get down there in the comment section. I would like to see you guys support the channel. You know what I'm saying? We got 22 channel memberships. My girl A-New, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to support the channel memberships start at $2.99, man. I promise you I'll give it to you like no one else do. Straight truth, man. Sometimes it looks good for them and sometimes it don't. There's two things that I see, though, which President Trump is not really fully seeing, in not my opinion, due to a personal spats he's been having with the Democrats. The full picture, number one. One thing he's saying certain is that the Democrats, if they win back at least the House, they're gonna impeach him again, point blank. He see that. I think he see that. If the Democrats win back the House, bro, you talking about you putting troops in their cities, you cutting funding to their programs, you doing stuff that they saying is illegal, bro. If they win back the House 10,000%, bro, they gonna impeach you. And I think he see that. And the reason they will is because something he's not seeing. And it's no hate towards President Trump, but President Trump said that he doesn't know the law and he's dependent on the lawyers. I said this on a live stream before. Go back and run the AI on it, bro. I said this on a live stream before. That he said this before, and that made sense to me. He said, listen, I'm just a business person. I'm just a businessman. and he just goes to the lawyers or the advisors and he tell them he want A, B, or C, he don't know the law. He depending on them and their opinions. Well, knowing the White House and the Justice Department are supposed to be independent, then President Trump letting General Bondi know that you think certain people are criminals. You've done that before. She knows this. She knows that you think they're criminals, President Trump. She knows that you're trying to get on their head. We all know this. I'm sure she has heard this multiple times. AG Bondi has heard this. She know this. Well, here's where the error comes in, President T. General Bondi is an attorney. She is a lawyer. She's an attorney, an accomplished one. She does know the law, and she has looked at these cases, and from the looks of things, she hasn't found anything yet in which she could bring charges. Look, man, I know I do a lot of football analysis, okay? So what I'm saying, what President Trump is doing to AG Bondi is almost the same as taking like a wide receiver in a football game and sending him across the middle of the field, and right behind him, he got 6'2", 6'3", 6'5", 220, 250 strong football players ready to demolish him. It's like he's setting her up for the kill, or for, I don't understand what's going on, man. President T, she is aware of what you are trying to do against Letitia James and Adam Schiff. She's aware of that. She's looking at the cases. She's looking at the evidence. She is the attorney, President T. What you got to understand is the Fed's conviction rate, we just looked it up, is over 90% because the Feds will sit on you forever. And they're not quick to bring charges, or they hardly ever bring a frivolous case. That's what the states do. There's some states, their conviction rate is like 30-some%. I ain't trying to put no state down. I'm saying if you want to commit a murder, you go to some states, you got a 30% chance of getting caught. Or 30% chance of paying. The police are used to going to arrest you, but 30% chance of paying. The feds are not quick to bring charges on frivolous cases. They'll sit on you forever, y'all. We know this. People in the streets, we know this. That's how they've operated for decades. AG Bondi knows that not only bringing a series of frivolous cases will get you a horrible reputation as the AG, it'll probably ruin your political future and your legal career. See, listen, with President Trump, AG not doing his bidding, he might fire her. But all the people in the legal community, the actual lawyers that's going in the actual courtrooms and the actual judges, all the people in the legal community, they gonna understand that, hey, that's a tough situation to be in, but I'm not gonna be bringing no frivolous charges because it's gonna make me look bad. The judge, you know how y'all don't know the judge, President Trump, he had got his relationship as a businessman to these judges. These judges with these lawyers, they'll sanction you. He could disbar you almost. He could put penalties on you for bringing charges that you know are frivolous. Frivolous charges. Hey, this man up there screaming eternal fire with these frivolous charges. That's why I don't worry about no politician in America, bro. You got a timestamp on your power. You ain't even got 4 years. You ain't even got 3.5 years left. There's a timestamp. We got a date whenever you won't have no power no more. How are you the Almighty? I'm saying when I listen to you talk, and we will go after you, and we will come for you, and we will conquer everybody, and I don't care, you will never build nothing, you will never have nothing if you come in, you will never. And that's what Michael Cohen said too, and then he went to jail. And that's what Rudy Giuliani said too. Then he went to jail. And I'm saying, even if you don't go to jail, bro, there's a timestamp on your power. Your power reads January the 20th, 2029, and it's lights out. If nothing bad happens for you, if the Democrats don't impeach or try or investigate, because they come for them lawyers. The lawyers close. That's how they get you. That's who protects you. That's who defends you, is your lawyers. That's how you stay out of jail, is the lawyers. That's how you keep your money, is the lawyers in this game at that level with them stakes. So they coming, like they come for them lawyers. They're going to come for you, sir. I promise you. So I'm saying, like, it's no reason, in my opinion, for the inflammatory actions or the frivolous cases, which is a claim, a lawsuit, or legal action that lacks any arguable basis in law or fact, often intended to harass or delay the other party. Courts can dismiss frivolous claims and impose sanctions. See, that's what you got to understand in this. Like, you get taught that. I'm not even an attorney, and I understand how this go because I go up against them, and I know how to beat them. You get taught that there's rules that and ethics that you're supposed to follow and abide by. So I'm saying, this woman, if she knows that there's no merits in this case, I'm saying you are doing her in grave injustice by pressuring her to put. I'm saying, in the legal community, all of us know this. The judges know this, the attorneys know this, the paralegals know this. So we know that you ain't supposed to be bringing these cases. You are bringing enormous pressure on her to ask her to bring a case like that she know there's no merits to. So back to the analysis, that's not only giving her a bad reputation, it'll ruin your future career legally and possibly politically too. And she knows this. And she knows she can't be bringing a lot of frivolous cases, especially as the Attorney General of the United States. The judges will step in too. They have the power to do that. There's so many rules in this game. In the legal field, this whole game is a game of rules. After Sherbert's resignation, Trump said he planned to replace him with Lindsay Halligan, a White House staffer who practiced insurance law, before she joined his criminal defense team in 2022. She has never tried a federal case. I will say, though, is if she's working, she's going to have people in that office that works for her. What I'm saying is, this is another thing y'all got to think of. I think of everything. So I'm the Attorney General in this office, okay? So say I'm not. It ain't no need for us to research this because I kind of know, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter what state or city. That's what I'm saying. Y'all be worried about intense facts. If he was an Attorney General in New Jersey, New York, Florida, ain't none of that matters. Follow me what Ghostwriter's saying. So you got Attorney General. Say he the Attorney General in New York, right? You know that Attorney General in the state of New York, Letitia, she got probably, it ain't about 30, 40, 50, 60 lawyers working for her. She got a whole team of lawyers. And each one of them lawyers, they got paralegals like your boy Ghostwriter working for them. So they got a team of paralegals. So when you talking about Letitia James, you talking over 200, 300, 400, 500 people. And I'm saying she running. I'm talking about the top cop in the state, not the city, the state of New York, the top cop. But I'm saying within that office, she got about 300-400 strong, and they all lawyers. Everybody in there, lawyers or paralegals or some kind of legal people. So when you say Letitia James, you're not talking one person, you talking a team. Okay, that's number one. So you fired the leader of the team. So I'm firing the leader of this team. Okay, what's the man's name? Excuse me, his name is Sherbert. You didn't fire him, but Sherbert resigning. So he resigning, fire him, whatever. So as I'm getting my stuff and I'm the boss, and I got this other 200 team of lawyers, right? And I'm getting my stuff to leave. You know what I'm saying? All the lawyers in the office, they done looked at these cases and they know it ain't no merits in it. What you think they saying? You got to fire the whole office. You got to fire the whole office. Because I'm saying within that office where them other lawyers are still at, they still against you. They're not, that's you. Look, people at this high, in this profession, in this fraternity, that's what a lawyer does. He's a warrior. He's a paper battler. He battles people on pieces of paper for great consequence over people's lives and futures. That's what a lawyer does. He's a fighter. You got to understand these kind of things. So you come in and threaten and fire me, I don't care, bro. I'm going to spin a block and I'm going to shoot a snot out you. That's what I do. You going to fire me, I don't care. You going to try to stop me from getting money, I don't care. That's what we do. We fight. You got to understand this. If you was going up against somebody who, let's say let me see, I ain't trying to put nobody down, but I'm saying, say you was going up against an insurance salesman and he was real wealthy, had a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying he sell insurance. He don't, like, he fight in different kind of ways. I'm saying he ain't, but I'm saying you going up against somebody who is good enough as a lawyer for you to nominate them as an attorney general, whether they for the feds or for the state. This is a good attorney. And I'm saying the nature of attorney's job is opposition. That's the nature of my business. It's getting on your head top, boy. That's what I do. So all that talk you talking about, every relationship is adversarial. The relationship with the court is adversarial. If you with the court and you think you could do something with my case, I got something for you too. I go to bat. I got something for you too. And if you an attorney, I got something for you too. You over here playing, I'm gonna let you play till I'm tired of playing with you, and I'm gonna get on your head. You see what I'm saying? The whole thing is adversarial. So I'm saying, you saying that you just gonna fire a lawyer, I don't know if, like, they're gonna fight you continually. And I'm saying, if you make a mistake in doing it, they could get paid off of that for you doing that. If the lawyer tells you, President T, that it's not there, it's not there. Those yes men, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to call nobody name and put you down there, but you got to understand, bro, it's timestamps on everything. Make sure if y'all hadn't liked the video, y'all double tap the video for me. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, man. We've been streaming y'all for about an hour and a half, man. Super chat, super thanks, super stickers. They start at 99 cents. You know what I'm saying? Your donations are much appreciated. Hit that button with the $sign in it. You know what I'm saying? So we got a little bit of the story left. After Sherbert's resignation, President Trump had planned to replace him with Lindsey Halligan. You know what I'm saying? The DOJ lawyers still must follow ethical guidelines as well, President Trump, as well as standards outlined in the Justice Department manual. So, President Trump, maybe they need to bring you the Justice Department manual, the guidelines and the standards. President Trump, maybe the lawyers need to school you more on the law so you can understand it more, so you wouldn't be putting pressure on these good attorneys to bring cases and charges that shouldn't be brought, beyond being barred from bringing charges for political reasons, because the court can't bar you for doing it, or to target perceived enemies of the presidents. Prosecutors must also be assured there is sufficient evidence to back any case. That is so important. That's what everything I was preaching for the last 3 minutes, they put it in those few sentences. Because you can be barred as an attorney. That's what you don't understand. You just taking any kind of case, those lawyers, they know they're going to get whipped. You putting them in a suicide situation. You putting them in a situation, it's like support me or die. And it's like, if I support you, when I go home, I'm going to get killed. Y'all want me to give y'all an example? You putting them in an impossible situation. If you taking these cases in the courtroom, that judge is gonna beat them to sleep. They know they ain't supposed to be bringing this case, so that's why they scared or don't want to bring the cases. It's not like they against President Trump. This ain't no conspiracy. This ain't no draining the swamp. These are all his people now. Maybe so a little bit the first term, not so much as this term. This guy is somebody he appointed. He just know what the books and the manuals say, and he know what the judge could do to him for bringing stupid stuff in the judge's courtroom. This is not no politics. This is a different branch of government. This ain't your branch, President Trump. This is a different branch. It's the judicial branch. So look, so on this side, President Trump gonna kill you. He gonna fire you because you ain't going after the people he wants you to go after. And if you do that, if you go into court, you want me to tell you all the things? Let's look up all the things a judge could do to a lawyer. What are all the things a judge can do to a lawyer? You got to understand how the court operates, okay? So get someone like Ghostwriter who understands this, okay? So look, these people, I'm talking about they LinkedIn. I'm talking about super LinkedIn, okay? They super LinkedIn. It's a fraternity. So you have a fraternity. I guarantee you them judges, and they already prepared. Listen. The judges are already prepared for that Letitia James case. You don't think they know it's coming? You don't think they know President Trump is trying to get a lawyer to bring charges, mortgage charges on Letitia James? So the judges in the districts, they're already prepared for them to come in there with the case. They already know. So I'm saying that the government don't have some hardline facts. They already know this is a political setup, man. Basically, President Trump trying to do the same thing what they did to him. He trying to do it to them. But I'm saying it might not work. According to the Duke University, judges have the authority to enforce the Code of Judicial Conduct, which outlines the ethical standards that judges must adhere to. That includes the prohibition against practicing law, with exceptions for mediation, arbitration, and providing legal advice to friends and family members. They also have the power to ensure that lawyers adhere to these standards, which includes issuing warnings, sanctions, or even disbarment for violations. You got to understand the power of that judge. You going in there with that stuff you know you ain't supposed to be going in there with. You could get disbarred. That's why these lawyers are slow, President Trump. Because President Trump, you a businessman. You not no attorney. These are the attorneys. I know you want to get Letitia James, but if the attorneys say there ain't no charges there, man, I'm telling you. All you're going to do is just go dig and throw fire and into something, and it's not going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Guys, make sure if y'all have not liked the video, y'all please double tap the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, guys. I'm going to give us a few more minutes, man, and we got just a little bit of the content left. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to be out of here, man. I'm going to get down in there and I'm going to be clowning and cutting up with y'all, man. Look, this all I'm saying, though. This ain't no hate. Y'all tell me where I'm wrong at down in the comments. Where am I wrong? I ain't hating. I'm just saying. You can't bring charges on somebody if the charges aren't there or if the case ain't going to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Man, I know y'all wish I was out here in the Appalachian Mountains up in the Empire State in upstate New York, out at the Finger Lakes. Hey, hey, let's get back to the content though. The DOJ did not respond for a comment for a request. Would you either? Joyce Vance, a former U.S. attorney under President Obama, said Siebert and other career prosecutors who worked the case did the right thing after they looked at the evidence and came up empty-handed. You know what I'm saying? Not all investigations mature into prosecutions. Prosecutors, do their jobs not only when they indict, but when they decline to bring faulty cases as well. She wrote on her blog over the weekend, noting that Trump was already discussing less qualified successors for Siebert. That's what I'm saying. You bringing down the quality of your prosecutors. That's hurting your whole cause. I want to fight crime. The prosecutor is the chief law enforcement official in that district. So I'm saying if you fighting crime, you bringing down the quality of lawyer who's capable of getting a conviction. I know some of these cases, any kind of attorney could get a conviction on working for the feds. But I'm saying that you replacing them with a guy who's less a female who's less qualified, who just gonna find charges against Letitia James that's gonna get thrown out. And if she was smart enough, she'll sue you too. To me, that's hustling completely backwards. It's against your whole agenda. In my opinion, going after Letitia James once you found out that you couldn't get her, to me, that's counterproductive. It's against your whole agenda because stuff like this is going to happen. It feels like it should be unnecessary to state the obvious here, that there's not been much of a case if the only way to get it prosecuted is by firing an experienced prosecutor to get an inexperienced one, or no prosecutor at all to bring it, she wrote. She's right. Unfortunately, she is correct. So let's be clear about what Trump wants. He wants to turn us into a banana republic where the ability to prosecute people becomes a political tool in the hands of the president. That means he wants to exercise the ultimate power to put down any opposition to his 3-year rule. To my 3-year rule. The White House on Monday waived any questions about whether Trump was weaponizing the Justice Department, with one reporter noting the president used his inaugural address to vow that the power of the state would not be used against political opponents. We are not going to tolerate gaslighting with anyone in the media or from anyone on the other side who is trying to say that the president is weaponizing the DOJ, Levitt said. It was Joe Biden and his attorney general who was weaponizing the DOJ. The president on Sunday underscored the degree to which his dislike of his opponent shapes his approach to politics during a memorial tribute to the conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Look, I want to say, how is President Trump not weaponizing the DOJ? I see somebody responding to that. How is he not weaponizing it? If he's publicly telling Pam Bondi to go after his opponents. I didn't see Dems have not done it for years, Matt. You are absolutely 10,000% correct. As a matter of fact, you are 1,000,000% correct. The Dems have done it. I'm not a Democrat. I'm gonna tell the truth. They have done it for years. But I'm saying, so the President Trump saying they done it against him. But I'm saying he said he wasn't going to do it. That's how I do. I go by off of what you said. I ain't worried about what all they say. Forget about what they saying. Forget about what they saying that you said. What did you say? And these are his words. But in the memorial speech, he feels different. In the memorial speech for Charlie Kirk, what he said is, he says that Charlie Kirk did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. But he said that's where he disagreed with Charlie Kirk. President Trump now is saying that he does hate his opponents and that he don't want the best for them. That's what President Trump is saying out of his own mouth, that he disagrees with Charlie, that he hates Letitia James, he hates Adam Schiff, and he don't want the best for them. And he's sorry. At least he's sorry he don't want the best for them. Guys, if you liked the video, if y'all hadn't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Also, guys, everyone is welcome in this stream. I just ask that you guys will be respectful to others. Democrats, Republicans, and independents, jump down in the comments and let your voice be heard. One last thing, we got to pay the bills. I don't have any sponsors. I'm not taking money from no party, no one else, just from you guys. So anything you guys could donate as a collective group, super chats, super stickers, super thanks, start at 99 cents. If you want to donate or start a conversation, have your comment read, just hit the button below with the $ in it, and your donations are